you are. Let's do a quick audio check. You can see me if you could put a 1 in the chat. And if you can hear me, put a 2, please. Great. Good to see everyone here today. I wish I could see the Russian chat and the other chats. Great attendance. Great. I think we're ready to go. All right, welcome everyone. My name is Devin Howard, Daddy New Life. Coming to you just outside of Washington, D.C. in an early morning. And I want to welcome you to the new rebranding of the Academy of Private Investor. Bear with us for a second. So as I said, my name is Devin Howard. I'm Daddy New Life. I'm a manager in the partner program here. I'm a director of API America. And I'm an entrepreneur and an international speaker. I've been with the company for almost 20 months now. And I can tell you that I'm very excited about what we're presenting today. The presenters, Andrey Khovratov, is going to be here. We're going to speak about the rebranding of the Academy of Private Investors. I'm going to introduce to you our directors from each of the countries. I am your host. While things have really happened for me, I'm here definitely as proof positive that you can be anything that you want to be. You can go very far with this company, thanks to a lot of my mentors and the training through the Academy of Private Investors, Armand and Mila Sergikova, Andrew Hawks, Kamyon, who is my wife, being in the company for so long and helping and assisting her. You know, how far I've come. Being newly appointed director of API America, I'm very proud and I'm very honored, and I'm very happy to be speaking before all of you today. I believe we have a new presentation video for you to watch, so please take a look at it, and I hope you enjoy it.
Academy of a Private Investor. Who are we? We are an official educational system in 21st century. And every day, we work hard to get better. We teach how to manage money, how to multiply it and use it reasonably. We give people a complete picture of finance and investment science, personal development and business in 179 countries around the world. We have created and successfully used a variety of programs and workshops that help dozens of thousands of trained and successful investors to enter the market. Our students become investment advisors, portfolio managers, and stock analysts. We train to find, analyze, and select tools for successful business development in 20 segments of market. We teach to create investment portfolios and manage it by applying gained knowledge in practice. We support the initiatives of our students and are always open to venture projects. We are ready to bet on the future technologies. We unite people and show the path to financial freedom. We develop you and guide to creation of a new reality, according to the concept of the new economic evolution of the world. Instead of asking, how much do we earn, it is much more important to understand how we should preserve and increase earnings. And we have answers to these questions. We are the Academy of Private Investors. We have updated our brand to achieve greater efficiency, global reach, and ability to share even more knowledge. For people. For you.
Wow, very nice. These videos get better and better. I don't know about you, but I really, really like the logo that we have, the Fibonacci. Wow, it's beautiful. The color schemes that we're using. I'm very happy and very proud to see that. So next, we're going to show you what our program is for today. So the meeting program for today is API new branding presentation. What the new format of the Academy of Private Investors will be, teaching process, a presentation of union staff, what changes in the community will be, lesson program courses, electives, restructuring of the API aims and objectives, a representation of the directors from 19 countries, current student statistics, regional goals, the financial genius of finance game, the three formats of holdings, promotions, promo codes for GF boxes, promo codes for courses and programs. So our first speaker today, you all know him. He's the CEO of our company. He is the father of the crypto unit program, which has been super, super successful. I think that's what we're all very happy about. He is the author of New, the Academy of Private Investor, and the Crypto Unit Program, including in all the top 100 Russian outstanding leaders in the People of Our Millennium Encyclopedia. I say greetings and salutations. Happy holidays to our CEO, Andrey Khovratov. So, Andrey Khovratov, the floor is yours, sir.
Hello, dear friends. Let's do our regular sound check, video check. Give me a score from 1 to 10, or better, yeah, from 1 to 10. 10 is perfect, 1 is bad, 5 is so-so. Okay. Indeed, we are going through the rebranding process of the Academy of Private Investors, and whereas in 2011, on the 15th of September, we had the official opening of the Academy as an online project. And in exactly 3 years, more than 100,000 people went to the Academy who took courses and received their basic knowledge in financial literacy in the form of the 8 rules of a private investor and the course on how $1 turns into $1 million. And we tracked those 100,000 people. We had around 50,000 people registered, 20,000 people dropped out, and then overall we had 120,000, 20,000 of which dropped out. And they dropped out because we had both students had to both finish the courses and to take the test. So 20,000 people did not manage. And we also gave some bonus money for them after the graduation. And so why the Academy was so successful, I remember in 2008, 2011, there were a lot of different Ponzi schemes, pyramids, and there were a lot of other financial pyramids, scams, etc. And when the Academy was opened and we taught investment education back then, people after taking our courses realized why they had lost money. And when we opened, we were very positive news on the market, and we had mainly Russian-speaking audience, but people from 35 countries. And then in 2014, we supported a venture project in the area of innovative transport technologies. And thanks to that, we developed a unique format, and nobody did it before us. So the reason why I did it is because I had some experience with an American investment fund. I think it was since 1999, yes. And back then, I remember it was a paid course, and I was very concerned with sending $500 to the United States. And I sent the money, and then it took a month for that money to get to the United States. I had to use different gray schemes for that money to arrive because I could not do it officially. And I was really, really afraid. What if I send money and receive nothing in return? But then I did receive that $500 in my back office, and $160 was charged as a commission. Can you imagine? $160 was taken away from me. And I thought, what the heck? I mean, I sent $500 and only $340 arrived. So that was my first red flag. But I still took the course. I passed the course. And that was the fee that I had to pay. I remember I had to send $100 more, and I think $35 was charged again as a commission fee. And finally, I was able to pay the full amount of the course. I took the course, I received very good knowledge, and I realized that the money was well invested. But 2 years later, the company turned into scam, and I didn't realize why back then. But then 2 years later, I realized that if a company receives more money than they're worth, then their brains start turning into a jelly, lizard brain. And from 1992 to 1998, I saw a lot of real life cases when people all of a sudden got a lot of money on their hands, and it put them in a kind of overdrive. Their brains are really fried. That's what happens when you're not prepared to handle big amounts of money. And let me give you an example how easy money was made. In early 90s, someone called me from a neighboring city and told me, Andrey, we need to transport a whole truck full of amaretto liquor. And when we did it, when we transported and sold it retail, I made almost $10,000 out of thin air. And then I also made several $1,000s on reselling gasoline. But between the point when you earn them and you put them in your pocket, it somehow disappears on the way. And maybe you heard my story when in 1994, I was actively involved in the sale of gasoline. I had a full gas truck. I saw it. I sold gasoline from that huge fuel tank. And then first you take a lot of gasoline and then you sell it to individual fuel stations. And then there was a friend of mine who asked me Andrey, aren't you fed up with that gasoline retail? And I said, yes, I am. And he said, what do you want to do? And I said, I would like to have my own fuel stations. And he told me, Andrey, let's go to Austria. There is a very cool insurance company doing financial training, and it costs 3,000 Deutschmarks. And I said, yes, I'll go. But then I told myself, why should I spend 3,000 Deutschmarks? And then I should study for 3 months. And you know what? I didn't go. A year later, I lost my money, naturally. I went into another business, more like food product business. I had less money, surely, because I was cheated out of quite a lot of money. There was a company called Corsair, pirates. and I sent the money to those pirates, corsairs, and they literally took my money away from me. But I was not the only one. I think the overall amount they took away from people was like $15 million, and I was cheated away out of 100,000, I think, overall. And in 1.5 years later, I go to an office. It's what was food product business, and all of a sudden I see that guy who invited me to Austria back then, and I see that he's driving like a really cool car. It's a Mercedes 600. And I asked him, Slava, is it you? And he said, Andrey, yeah, it's me. Why didn't you go with me to Austria? And then he took me to his office and he told me his story. Like he went to Austria and he told me, like, you wanted always to have a fuel station. I can sell you one. I have this small business. And then I told him, like, what, I lost all of my money. And he said, yeah, I know your story. I have a friend of mine who went through the same thing. And we talked for a couple of hours. And then in 1996, I think, he calls me again and says, Andrey, in Cyprus, there will be a financial training. Let's go together. And it will be real estate training. There are some really interesting new topics. And I'll ask him how much. He said $3,000 plus travel and accommodation. And I said, well, let's do it. And I didn't go again. In 2007, I had my first good investment. I invested in the banking sector back then. It was there was the bank being set up. I invested $20,000 in the establishment of a new bank. A friend of mine recommended it to me and I did it. But then in 1997, I met this Slava guy. I was quite shocked how cool he became. In 1 year, he made more than $1 million net income. He was doing real estate in Cyprus. So the reason I'm telling you this story is that there are a lot of people, and my story is a good example of it. My story starts in 1992, although in 1987, 1988, when the first cooperatives appeared in our country, I already back then taught dances and I made quite a lot of money. And my friends opened a lot of cooperative plants, retail stores for lingerie, and and I analyzed late 80s, it was crazy money. Early 90s, it was also crazy money. You could make money almost on anything. And not only in Russia, I know in Europe, in the United States too, and in other countries, in the Arab Emirates, it was just very good period for them. Turkey, a lot of really free crazy money. Poland made truckloads of money. Iran, Turkey, Egypt. It was very, very good, quick way to make money. And then in late 90s, 1998, the crisis hit and in Russia. And people who did not have any financial knowledge, and I didn't have any knowledge because that was my first steps in the area of financial training, financial education. But before 1997, I just lost money with different scams and pyramids. Those companies seemed legit. They promoted themselves as investment companies with the access to the American market, but they turned out to be pure scam. But it served me to get very good experience, and everything that was related to investing and investments, I always invested in it. I always put money in it as soon as I heard investing. So my first experience in MLM was the reason why I went into MLM, because I saw potential in it. People told me, Andrey, we see that you can make money, but in our company, they'll teach you not only to make money, but preserve and multiply that money, because investment literacy for us is the most important thing. And when I heard preserve and multiply, those words, investment literacy, investment training, I thought, wow, I'm yours. It was biological additives at first, but I was taught by the senior partners in the business in the area of investing. And in 1999, I went to Cyprus, finally, to take the training. I remember I spent $500 for travel and accommodation. Then I invested $500 more. And so what knowledge gives us? And by the way, I asked Armand to talk today as well. After my second part, I'm going to give you some very good news, interesting news. So in early 2000 until 2008, there were a lot of people, especially in the area of former USSR, Europe as well, and US too. There were a lot of real estate projects, and you could make quite a lot of money. I remember we bought a land plot at $10,000. 2 years later, it cost $50,000, and 2 years later more, it cost $50,000. But people who do not train into investment, their brain turns into a lizard brain, jelly brain. And I had a friend who was a commercial director for a coal mine, and then when a cooperative appeared, he invested in it as well. He was both the director of the mine and this cooperative, and I remember he made almost $2 million, and he lost all that money next year. And I, from 1992, and I observed a lot of businessmen, business people who got the chance to make a lot of money, but then lost all that money in literally a couple of months. And the same situation happened to me. And that's what I call this situation, I call it your brain turning into a jelly. Because of all that money, it starts functioning. Simply stops functioning. People turned to crime because of that. Bad things started happening to people because they never invested in their education. And when I started in late 90s, started learning investing, I realized that I accumulated quite a lot of experience and background knowledge in 90s in this area. And then in 2004, I took the training on investment portfolios. I remember I paid $2,000 almost in St. Petersburg. There was an investment company who provided trainings on portfolio management. And out of 25 people, there were only 2 people, individuals like us, and the rest of the people were big managers, top managers. And they were asking me, why are you taking these courses? Are you crazy? Why would you pay money for that? Our company sent us here, but you paid your own money. But I realized that education is something you have to pay for. I want to know how to have the investment-driven thinking, how to balance your portfolio. And that training showed us what a portfolio is. Because in 1999, when I took the training at the Cyprus, I heard very good words. Write them down. It was one of the teachers told us. That person was a great financial guy, but he is a very, very bad speaker. And it was very, very difficult to understand him. I tried to transform his very difficult slang language into a simple language, to break it down to a simple language, so that I could teach the same my distributors, my partners, to learn them, to teach them. So he said, if a person does not develop the correct investment-driven thinking, they will eventually lose money, no matter how much they make. And the main objective, back then he said, my main objective in those 3 days of training, to plant the seed in your brain of correct investment thinking that you would have in 1 year or 2 years. And then during the break, I asked him, like, Oleg, could you please tell me what the correct investment-driven thinking? And he told me, it's when you can turn your capital, you can increase your capital by at least 5% in 1 year. If you increased it by 10, 15%, it's even better. 100%, even more. Because, beginner's luck. I remember he said, in my first year, I increased it by 120%. And during year 2, it was 200%. And in year 3, it decreased by 50%. And for the first 2 years, I realized I was like the king of finance, and that I can do anything. And that's what mistakes start happening. So investment-driven thinking is to ensure that your capital grows year to year. And for that, it needs to be diversified. That's what I'm teaching you in portfolio investing. Back then, I didn't fully understand what portfolio is. I thought a portfolio is like you are giving a case with lots of stocks, shares in it. That's what I thought a portfolio is. And we were like, I thought that they were going to teach us how to create a portfolio full of paper securities. And it was very difficult for me to understand back then. But then in 2004, when I took the training on the balancing of a portfolio, creating investment strategy, that's when I realized what a portfolio is. And I thought, wow, that's the holy grail that I was looking for. How to balance your portfolio, how to make sure that you never lose money. And a person doesn't lose money when they have diversified portfolio and a balanced portfolio too. That's when they never lose money. And I remember people asked me in 2003, when I started teaching people investing, when I created the academy in 2011. By the way, in 2003, I created my own financial success school. I taught people also financial literacy, but not on such a huge scale as in the academy. I had just experience in 4 investment areas, and that's the areas that I taught about. Whereas in 2011, I created the Academy of Private Investors. And even when cryptocurrency appeared, there was this peak of cryptocurrency in 2000, what was it? Who can give me the year, the exact year, when there was this real breakthrough of cryptocurrency, when everyone said cryptocurrency is the future, and a lot of MLM companies appeared as well? Someone says 2009, 2017. We're talking about the real breakthrough, because 2016, it was already, a common thing. Someone says, yes, 2013, 12, yes, that's where the cryptocurrency started becoming a thing. And then OneCoin, you all remember, that turned into scam. It's a very scandalous company. And very often they compare us to OneCoin because many things that we want to do, people wanted to do it as well. The OneCoin wanted to do it as well, but they took the wrong path. And many people who told me that, there were people from Europe and Israel who were very active students, asked me a lot, and no matter how, and I was afraid that they would deliver the information that they taught the academy to that OneCoin company, because the idea of new economic evolution in the world was born in 2007. So, dear friends.
Education and training is the key priority in a life of any person. Now, since we're having rebranding, my idea is the following. Look, since 2011 to 2014, I worked mostly for Russian-speaking community. Now we have 10 languages, and in another month, we will prepare all the materials with new approaches for training and education. And the portal, education portal, will be created in 2021 with the video material, text material, and audio material. And after each video lesson, there will be a list of questions. And then you are assessed. Should you score over 85%, you move on to the next stage. So it will look like the MBA. Now I study for MBA, and I want to complete this course in 1 year. It includes about 15 or 16 certificates: analytics, speaking skills, leadership, and etc., investing. And I liked their approach because it is an adequate approach. And if you fail actually to score 55 or 60%, in MBA there should be 75%. In our case, it will be 55%, not 85. So look, once again, you will come back to the same lesson, study it again, and we'll see the test. Look, if you fail to answer some questions and they are highlighted red, then you will get some tips where to find the answers to these, come back again, study them anew, and resit your exam. And this way, actually, I see quite vividly that the marketing strategy will be developed whereby every month we can train almost 1 million people in 10 languages. We'll add another 4 or 5 languages to have 15 languages together. But now our core languages, which will be added up with another 5. This is a very powerful format, fully automatic, and even a month we can easily train 1 million, as the process will be actually automatic. And the resort to the manager, to the support service will be minimum. Everything will be done automatically. And the training for the investment consultant, qualified consultant with some field sessions and etc. And now the license for education apply only to Russia, whereas throughout the presentation of our development strategy and where our affiliates and the headquarters are, we actually want to collaborate, to cooperate with some universities and academies, both Russian, Indian, European, and the US, as those knowledge we provide today. And not only Russian, Spanish, English-speaking, Italian-speaking partners we have, what we actually do and the materials you study on investing, no one actually offers this, nowhere. And therefore, I see this splash of interest and demand. Next slide, please, for you to see it, to see our plan. Look, 2011, the 15th of September, it was set up in February, it was launched. Then I took training in July, August to find the purpose, and on the 15th of September, it was launched, covering 10 sectors. And in 2014, I had over 10,000 participants who studied 8 rules of private investor. And we start actually supporting. The first lecture took place on the 25th of January 2014, the first session on new, as where I said that new is the new development, new economic evolution of the world. And then in 2014, I supported the Innovative Transport Technologies project. And in 2017, we moved to a new format, game-based format and offline learning, which is our uniqueness, our peculiarity, our asset. If you don't still understand me, dear friends, as a business trainer, I understand the genius of finance is a unique training. Look, I ran a lot of online, offline trainings, coach sessions, both online and offline. And I believe the genius of finance, when you play 4 or 5 hours together with people and 5 days in a row. So I had this experience myself. And do you know that everyone realize, and I realize as well, me as a business trainer cannot actually demand a student either online or offline to do the homework. Whereas here in 5 hours of gaming, you see here and another 7 or 8 players, those that are trained. And do you know that actually I put a ban on calling it a game? So we should call it a training, a game-based training, not a game. Let's forget that this is a game, because as soon as you hear the word game, oh, it's very simple, it's nothing. But when you call it a game-based educational training, it's cool. Therefore, let's call it a training, a game-based training. And look, I realized that a person and all the other SAM players, they see the mistakes of each other here at the table. You cannot actually reach this, even if you have 5 groups. So there are those not coming, but here in 5 hours, they vividly see it. And secondly, you as a trainer, you see the mistakes made by these people. And when you discuss the feedback, they either share their realizations or others notice these mistakes. And therefore, I believe that genius of finance is our asset. And when we, starting from next year, start promoting among crowds this format, staying at home, and this is my dream and goal, that once a week the family comes together and goes through this training. They play genius of finance at home in their kitchens. They don't eat pizza and watch movies, but play this game-based training. And look, starting from the 2018 international tournaments and participation certification, in 2019, we had over 50,000 participants, plus blockchain technology sector added. And starting from 2019 to 2020, we had 1 million users, whereas now we have 1.5 million participants, including those willing to promote this brand. Our plans for 2021, 100 million participants and launch of the learning platform in a new format. To 2022, 600 million participants with 1 million qualified investors. My goal is to have qualified investors. The more qualified investors we have, the better understanding will be. By the way, do you remember the levels of investors? Level 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. How are they called? Who can write them down in the chat boxes? Do it, please. Levels of investors. Write down their names. Altogether 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The first one is called this way. The second one is called this way. No one. Amateur, minus, experienced, regular, and professional. We have 5 levels and 2 minus 0. These are 2 sub-levels. -1 minus 0 investor. The first one, amateur. The second one, smart one, which includes 3 subgroups. A smart guy, speculator, a trader who buys cheap and sells expensive, and long term. So therefore, the second one is not a smart box, but an intelligent. Level 3 is a regular. And my goal for the Academy is that these 1 million qualified investors are continuous investors, regular investors. And level 4, experienced. And the last one is professional. And not actually a profession, but multi-profile investors, as there are professional investors in trading, in real estate. There are professional investors in IPO, professional investors in trading and physical metals or physical gases and oil, crude oil. But I want multi-profile qualified investors, knowledgeable in 20 sectors. And 2023, 1 billion participants, and the ultimate goal, 2024, to have 1.5 billion participants in the Academy of Private Investor. This is the goal set on the 15th of September. Actually, it was set even earlier at the first session in late August, to have 1 billion people, when out of all the participants, they were all shocked and asked me personally, Andrey, why do you need 1 billion users? I believe 1 million is enough, and you will be fine and sound. But I will tell you another story. Look, when I set my goals, and I have one course which is called Angel Management. So a God is the one you actually pray to help you find your journey. And actually, I resort to my angel of personal support to show me the journey, the road to take. And one day I woke up with a clear vision. I came to my laptop and see a website with the Academy of Private Investor, and there is someone writing down 1 billion. I look at it, 1 billion, and it is on the website, 1 billion users in the field. And therefore, I decided that this is the goal. I don't know, but I believe if you are equipped with financial and investment knowledge, if tomorrow you are deprived of all your money, sometime after, you will return your money threefold. And therefore, my ultimate goal for 2024 is 1.5 billion people. And if you want to be with me to implement this goal in reality and to create the conscious investors, because now, you know, look, when we have 1.5 attendees, so active students of the academy, those who at least once a year buy something and get their training, then I believe it will be a victory whereby you cannot manage or control or rule these people. Even if left without their money, sometime after they will earn much more through their intelligence, through their knowledge. So when I became bankrupt in 2008, in 2011, I earned much more, late 2011, than before I went bankrupt. And in 2012, even more. I trained people, and here in our company, we have a lot of people with this bankruptcy experience. They were in debts, but now they earn 100 times more than before. And therefore, my friends, I want to tell you, those guys who are ready to become qualified investors and become investment consultants, and eventually I want to have over 1 million investment consultants globally trained by the academy and qualified by us, and they will act as investment consultants, multi-profile and professional investors for them in their countries and regions, actually to promote this training for consultants, this advisory promoted among the nations, their nations. And I'm done with the first part of my speech. I will meet you in another 20 minutes. So now hand over back.
Thank you, Andrey Khovratov. So our next speaker will be Yulia Savina. She's going to talk about the API new branding. She is the head of marketing department. She's a graduate of the Millionaire in a Year and Master Profi trainings. She's a private investor. So, Yulia Savina, I invite you to come and take the stage.
Good afternoon to all of you. This is our regular sound check. Please put a plus in the chat box if you do. Great. Thank you. And today we would like to present the API new brand and what is the role of branding for any business. Next slide, please. The role of branding for business is the following. Brand helps us to create the relevant perception of the product, and it is a holder of the valuable information about the product and the mission of the company. And brand creates the impression from the customers that while joining this company or buying this product, they get closer to some ideal image. And brand is actually the business card of the company, and through the branding we create the image that is attractive for customers. And the availability of a brand makes a company successful, helps it expand its customers and become competitive. And at this moment, successful branding enjoys a number of competitive advantages, including the reduction of expenditures by recognizing the brand, increasing the profitability by setting higher costs and prices, and of course, promotion of new products on the market. And the availability of new brand actually generates positive perception among customers. Branding is a stability of business, it's security, and includes almost all the aspects of doing business, including the activities, corporate culture. And the role of branding in business is the key source of competitive advantage, and this is a strategic asset. Modern branding helps a company to affect its stable growth and affect the decisions made by customers about the investing or buying goods and services, and not only based on the price. Branding is a powerful tool that brings company to a totally higher level of development, and it improves the status of the company and improves the trust of the target audience. Brand gives us what we aim at. It helps us self-realize ourselves and show all the benefits the corporation offers. And here in this slide, I want to present to you the key benefits of the API brand. Academy of Private Investor is an internet project for training in investing. This is a project about education accessible to anyone. The Academy of Private Investor gives people a chance to get financial and investing education through several sources of passive income and build their own business. The Academy offers educational courses aimed at self-development, setting goals and planning, improving financial literacy, shaping financial mindsets, studying different methods and strategies for business development. Knowledge is a power, and it brings you to tremendous changes in your life. And the key aspect of the Academy of Private Investor is to develop not only your intelligence potential, but spiritual potential. Inside, there is no separation. Every student is a part of a large family where everyone helps each other. And through this approach, the quality of knowledge improves. After graduating from the academy, a person enjoys all the skills for successful long-term investing. And another benefit of this project includes the following aspects, such as accessible education, which will train you to run business at home on internet, will enable you to improve and increase your capital. You could be self-employed, you could act as your own boss, and having these courses of the academy, you will have no limits. And academy is located at a prestige international level. The knowledge you gain will quickly take you to the implementation of your dream. Brand of the academy is modern, mobile, digital, and very transparent and clear. Thank you very much. I hand over back to you, Devin.
Thank you very much, Yulia, for that. Wow, very, very exciting. Like Ainsley said in the chat, knowledge is power. And this is something great that our company has, financial literacy. It will make everybody successful, help you fulfill your dreams. So thank you very much for that, Yulia. Our next speaker is Annette Martinson. Everybody knows her. She's one of the hardest working people in our company. working behind the scenes. She is very dedicated. I know she loves this company. I remember when I first met her, what an impression she gave on me. And she, like so many other people in this company, is very, very kind, helping as many partners. She's always there to answer questions and help out when she can. She is a representative of the Leadership Council. She is a vice president in the new Consumer Community Partnership Program. She is certified Master Profit Coach, the director of Master Profit Training Department, and international speaker, and a private investor. So Annette, it's your turn. Come on out and give us what you.
Hello. Can you see me? Can you hear me? Put the pluses, guys, in the chat. Great, because I can't see myself. But as long as you can see me, as long as you can see the slides, I'm okay to start. Thank you, Devin, for the introduction. It's always a pleasure and the pleasure to be here and share, especially the latest news and information to all our amazing partners and leaders globally. All right, so I see the chat. Guys, tell me, please, are you excited about the news that you have heard so far? From 1 to 10, how excited you are? How do you like the brand? How do you like the colors? How do you like the new logo? When I saw this new branding, I was super excited. I looked at it and I said, wow, that was the wow moment for me. I can see a lot of 10s, 11s, perfect. So we are on the right direction. Thank you to all our marketing team who was working behind the scenes and helping us to create this amazing brand. I think that looks prestige, looks amazing. And I cannot wait to present this academy to the world. You know why, guys? Because the academy has changed my life. If you haven't gone in your back office and learned what the academy provides to you, then I would suggest to start from today. Because I will tell you guys, no money has changed my life. Yes, the money is the tools which we can use to make our life better, but the knowledge has changed my life. The knowledge I received in the academy changed me as a personality, changed my outlook on life, changed me, my perception about the money, about the success, about the wealth, about millionaires and billionaires. I realized that, that world is not that bad and everyone can achieve it. Everyone can have that success if that's your real goal. Okay. So I do recommend, guys, go back to your back office and learn it, because remember what the greatest leaders do. Tell me what the greatest leaders continuously do. What do they do? Tell me. Learn, educate. Super. I see you're with me, guys. Perfect. So the greatest leaders are always educating themselves, always trying to level up, always trying to be ahead of their partners, because that's the only way you can lead, right? That's the only way you can lead your teammates. That's the only way you can lead them to the better result, greater result. If you are empowered with the knowledge, if you are empowered with the information, then you are able to lead it. Remember, this business is not just about making money. This business is about making, to changing people's lives. And we know that not always the money can change people's lives, but the knowledge, the information, how we can leverage our money, how we can make our money work for us is, and changing the perceptions and understanding about everything will be, the key for changing these lives. Okay. So let's focus on learning. Let's not forget about the academy. I will always stand by the academy, right? I will always go and educate my people. I will always, give them the 8 rules of private investor as the first, as the first learning curve, right? My partners don't join this business if they don't know at least 8 rules of private investor. Okay. So I'm super excited about the development of this Academy Private Investor project, because I have been behind the scenes since February, when we had the marathon, and it was my pleasure to be in the academy, helping the academy to develop and become even better. Obviously, now we have other people who are involved in managing and developing even further. So I'm just going to share with you the latest news, or like the information, how we are going to move forward with the educational part. Okay, so the next slide, please, for me. So for those who learn, the information in the academy, you will all know that right now the learning process stands as we have the EIPs, and we have video lessons, so the recordings. Some of them are older, some of the a little bit refreshed videos, right? So we have the video lessons available for different topics. I think we have more than 100 different topics available in the back office. We have also certain courses also has the text. Okay, so it's a written format for certain videos. Not all of the videos has that, but this is the situation at this stage. And what we are lacking at the moment is the monitoring of our own knowledge and understanding what we just learned. Okay, if you are not participating in different trainings like a marathon, where you had coaches and mentors, who helped you with completing your tasks and homeworks, and maybe getting a little bit more deeper in certain topics to explain to you, then if you're studying on your own, that there is no kind of a way to check if you have understood the topic or you haven't, right? So this is what I feel is lacking in our company, and obviously the management feels the same. So we need to improve that, right? We need to figure out how we can test our own knowledge. Obviously, the one way to test it is if we go out there and we do put the knowledge into practice, right? And it will take some time to figure out if we have understood the topics we learned or not. But I would prefer to have certain check on myself to see if I understood financial literacy, what I just learned, or not. So we are here for you guys, and we have heard what you need. We've heard what are your, how would you like to see these type of trainings, and we're working for it. So the next slide, please. So the way we are planning to have our educational process to be improved is as follows. So we're still going to have the video lessons. Okay, so we will be able to listen to different courses. So right now we have 108 courses fully translated in 4 main languages. So it's English, Russian, Spanish, and Italian. And obviously we're not going to stop with that. In the future, we're going to move to another major languages, but we never had fully translated so many courses in a company. So we have done it. Okay, yay! That's a first. It's a first improvement. The second improvement will be the course book. Okay, so you will have course book for each course to complete, course books maybe to read as well, to go back, make some notes. And what I love the most about our new educational programs is the workbooks. I don't know if you have gone to other trainings or companies who provides different programs, but I do really love when I'm listening to someone and I'm able to write it down. When I'm listening to someone and I can insert some words, where can I put some, some comments on the certain topics, right? So we are working for it. Imagine now that you're going to have a topic about, the dreams, or about some sort of financial topic, maybe about, investing, right? So when you're going to be listening to the video, you will be able to write it down. And remember, when it's a pen and paper, and when we're listening and putting all this together and mixing up, is the best way to learn. And then we're obviously going to move on to quiz. So we are creating different tests. But again, guys, don't take the test as like, oh my God, I have to do the exam, right? We need to test our knowledge. We need to understand if we learn and understood everything. If we, after completing the quiz, when we see that something is missing and you are not quite sure, why you didn't answer correctly, then you can go back to the course and listen again and repeat the quiz. Okay, and then we're gonna go to the certificates. How awesome is that? We are moving to the level of not just completing the test, but also giving out the certificates. And I remember myself when I joined the company on a full-time basis. My first task was to go and complete the Master Profit training. And at that time, I was told to do the Master Profit training if I want to not just to be a network marketer in the company, but also to maybe open up the offices or be on the director's level or, managing different tasks. So the Master Profit was the check that I have gained the basic knowledge. So I think we are doing the right thing to moving in to creating these certificates as well for different EIPs, because then we will know who are not just buying the EIPs to get some bonuses, but who is actually buying the education, which as I said at the beginning, guys, it's very important. As Andrey Khovratov has said before in his trainings, you can have everything in your life right now, the cars, the, houses, maybe 2 or 3, and you have all the gadgets around you and you're living like a luxury life just because you have figured out how to make the money. But what happens if something, happens in the world, right? The company's closing down and businesses are getting into bankruptcy, et cetera, et cetera. If you don't have the knowledge how to make your hard-earned money to work for you, then, you can lose everything, right? And you can lose everything. And then what's going to happen if you don't have the knowledge? It's going to be very hard to get back to that level, right? So let's learn how to put our money work for us. And the way you can do this is via the Academy's offered educational packages. Okay, guys. Let's move to the next slide. And here is another improvement or another exciting moment, which we are trying to work on right now. So we are going to have different type of teachers or coaches who will be coming to our company or joining at certain times, different trainings and courses. So firstly, we have Academy's partners, right? So we have the leaders who already passed the training. They have received certain success in the financial world. They can speak from their experience, and they're obviously really happy and glad to share this information with our leaders and partners who wants to get at that level. Okay, so we have our partners who will be continuously educating the newcomers, people who would love to level up in the financial world, and not just only. Obviously, we're going to touch base how to become successful in the business and the success in the business. That's the biggest focus will be in Academy. And but what we are trying to do in the future is to get in touch with different financial world professionals like Tony Robbins, like Robert Kiyosaki, and imagine how cool it would be if they can run certain sessions for our partners. Wouldn't that be amazing? Obviously, I'm not promising you anything here, guys, and I'm not guaranteeing here anything, but that's the journey we are trying to move on. Okay, that's the yeah, I can see you're really excited. I'm too. And why not partner with such leaders and get them involved in the Academy's learning. And the third specialist that we are trying to will try to look for is to have like niche specialists. Let's say in each country, maybe there are, in each country we have different rules, right? And in each country, maybe there are different investment opportunities. What's available, maybe America is not available in country like Latvia, right? Or in Australia or in China or Japan. So we are going to try to look for the regional specialists, like in the specialists in each, in certain countries, which can also maybe create certain certain packages, certain trainings on specific niche. Maybe, you know, we could create like, I don't know, find out about the property investment. Maybe there are different ways how you can invest in each country. So we are going to try to look for such specialists, and also obviously hoping that they will be educating our partners globally. So I think that's from me. The only thing I want to mention before I leave, guys, right now you have the opportunity to purchase EIPs with the EIPs where the bonuses are coming with it. All right, so we purchase the educational packages and see all your bonuses we receive. Soon this opportunity won't be existing anymore. So we are looking to change the new setup about the education and about the academy around the middle of January. I'm not gonna give you the date at this stage because, you know, there is still some tasks that needs to be completed right now. IT boys, IT team, thank you guys. They are working hard to add these 108 courses to the Academy tab. So soon you should be seeing these courses available. But I will highly recommend for you guys to go out there, to share this information with as many people as you can, putting the really big focus on Academy and telling them that this is the, you know, the, how to say, maybe one more month is left, maybe less than a month is left till we're going to move to the new setup of the Academy. And what it means that there will be Academy trainings, courses, packages with no crew bonuses involved anymore. Okay, so let's go out there, let's share this amazing news and information on social media. Let's be very, very loud about what we have, because what we have, guys, no one else has out there. No other company offers what we have. So don't sit on the chair and, I don't know, just watching the news and information and keep it to yourself. Go out there, speak out loud, you know, what we have, and get people excited, be happy, be energized, and let's rock and roll. That's it from me, guys, here. Stay till the end. There will be very, very good news coming up in a shortly. Okay. Thank you.
Wow, thank you very much, Annette. Wow, I'm always happy to hear Annette speak because she has so much energy. You know, I'm very excited about what's happening with, you know, our education, our EIPs. You know, I congratulate Annette and all of the other people that have developed the new corporate presentations for Tuesdays and Thursdays. You know, we're all co-owners of this company. We all have a say, and the company listens to us. They've taken all of your feedback on these presentations that have been newly designed, and they've listened to us. And you know, I'm very, very happy with what they've developed for us. So thank you very much, Annette. Our next speaker will be speaking about what changes are in the curriculum. His name is Harin Arun. This man, I can tell you another one. When I first met him, seeing the dedication that he has to this company, all the things that he and so many others do behind the scenes. This is a man whose heart is bigger than he is. He helps everyone. He's very, very kind. He's a friend to everyone. You know, what really touched me was how kind he was to my children. My daughter calls him Big Bear. So Harin Arun, he He's the deputy head of investment department for us. He is the top manager in the new community partner program. He's an international speaker. He has so many other accolades. But Harin, if you're there, step out, brother, and tell us what you got.
Hello, everyone. Thank you, Devin. It's always a pleasure to hear from you and see you speak today. What a wonderful job. If you guys can see me, if you guys can hear me, if you are absolutely excited to know what is going to happen with the curriculum and what are the stuff that which I'm going to present to you guys, and you know what, show me some love. If you guys are absolutely excited to see me, then put the biggest number on the chat. Perfect, perfect, perfect. And also, before I start my part, I would like every single one of you to go and quickly run and get a piece of paper and a piece of pen. And I want you guys to write what I'm going to tell you, because this is absolutely going to be important. Excuse me, because it's going to be the next biggest game changer in our organization. It is going to be revolutionizing. Okay, who wants some revolutionizing information? Who wants to stop being a rookie? Who wants to stop being a novice? Who wants to take this to the next level? Who truly wants to unlock their version 2.0 and be the absolute professional they could be? So, with that, Annette has already told us about these changes in the curriculum and what's going to happen from January 2021. However, this is not the final version of the transformation that we have of the educational process. Excuse me. Our target curriculum is being currently approved by our wonderful CEO, Andrey Khovratov, and I'm pretty sure by summer 2021, the Academy's training platform will be ready. And you know what? You guys are having the opportunity to get the first hand information on what is going to be offered to every single one of you. If you are ready to accept this information, then put one word that describes your excitement right now. Excuse me. Amazing, amazing, amazing. I am happy to see all these messages. So, guys, if we can have the next slide on every single room, that would be amazing. So, in front of you guys, you are seeing, excuse me, the first course. The first course that is being designed for every single person, designed for the rookie investor, the investor who is willing to take the first step in our organization. And it's the first course, the qualified investor, which is we're putting in the third category. I would also like to call it the entry level into our academy. It contains the basic rules and laws of investments. Investor levels, the mechanism of compound interest and the concept of capitalization. Introduces you to the 20 different sectors, gives a general understanding of return and risk. Now, a lot of you might say, okay, Harin, I already know about capitalization. I already, got introduced to 20 investment sectors. I already know what compound interest is. But, all I'm going to tell you guys is, what if I told you that a lot of people never got the opportunity to expand their knowledge and also didn't get a certification or didn't get an accreditation, that even though you know this, in this day and age, for you to be a qualified investor, you need to prove. In order for you to perform well in the market, if you want to be an investment consultant, if you want to expand your horizon in the investment field, you need certification. I believe the Academy of Private Investor is now leading towards that pathway that is going to allow you to take this to the utmost professional level that's been missing out there. So the cost for the entry level is going to be $500 US dollars, or in other words, 500 units. And the annual retraining cost for this is 250 US dollars. The certificate gives you an opportunity to invest in our projects and our partner projects up to 10,000 US dollars. Without training and a certificate, you cannot invest in our project more than $1,000 per year. So I repeat, with the entry level, you can go up to 10,000. Without, you are capped at $1,000. And who wants to know what is the icing on top of the cake for the first level course? Please put it up. Okay. Now, this is a special thing that I think will keep a lot of you excited and also, hold your seats together. Is the holder of category 3, which is the entry level certificate, will receive an additional 30% of the annual dividend income of the crypto unit global investment portfolio. How cool is that? If you think 30% for just a $500 cost, and for doing that and doing that well and understanding the real information out there, oh my God, I am so excited for you guys. This is going to be a game changer for every single person. This is potentially going to be life changing. If you think this entry level course alone is going to be life changing, not only to yourself, but for a lot more people, then please put it on the chat, guys. I want everybody who's attending this call, and also the panelists, and also the future teachers, and also our CEOs potentially watching this right now, to see the excitement from every single one of you on a wonderful gift that is giving every single one of you. And if I can have the next slide on every single room, because I'm going to show you the second category of the qualified investor, which is the next level of the cost that we have. And it's suitable for everyone who wants to learn how to properly assess investments. Like now, we all have this investment knowledge. We have expanded our mind, and we have already got introduced in this investment field. We already know what investment sectors are out there. We have a basic understanding on what could potentially done, but everything has a proper method, and the method will be deciphered more and more in the second category, where you can assess investment opportunities, understand risks, and this course contains investment analysis and selection of investment instruments. Okay, it gives you the ability for you to truly understand and learn the practical techniques of asset valuation in order to make a proper, well-educated investment decision. And how much do you think this is going to cost, guys? I want to see it in the chat. It is 1,000 US dollars annually, and the retraining cost is 500 US dollars. This certificate gives you the opportunity to invest in our project and our partner project up to 100,000 US dollars. I repeat, for somebody who doesn't have any knowledge and education, will be capped at 1,000. If you're on the third level, it's 10,000, but merely doing the second level, the second category, brings it up to 100,000. And the icing on the cake for the second category is amazing. And when we said 30% for the first entry level, 50% additional annual dividend income from the global portfolio is going to be dedicated to the second level investors and people who qualified in answer certificate. All right, now 50% of annual additional dividend. Oh my God, this company keeps on giving. Okay, and who's excited about that? So far I've already spoken about 2 levels. The next one is and this is done every single year, guys. So it's almost like a university program, and I like to see it that way, because being accredited and being really having the label of a professional investor is going to be the new the new ultimate status. It's going to be amazing status, being called a qualified investor. Okay. And the third year, qualified investor, which is the first category. If I can have the next slide on every single room, that would be amazing. Now, this is where things get a little bit more detailed. Things get more beyond a level where it's beyond our expectation and imagination. But I believe when everything is done properly, step by step, third year, third level, which is the first category, will be again definitely life changing. All right. So the third year for qualified investor, first category, it's suitable for those who are ready to study the company's investment strategies and business planning. It also gives you the ability to go more detailed into sectoral and macroeconomics forecasts. I know I'm using really big words here, but this is when where it's going to make you think exactly how industry professionals thinks. And how many of you believe that theory knowledge is going to be too boring for me? But Harin, if you say practical knowledge is what the academy is going to be offering me, I'm all up for it. If you think that is what you're longing for, please put in the chat. Because it allows you to find and attract investments for innovative ideas and launch and manage large scale investment projects, not only for yourself as a private investor, but in a much bigger scale, and you're qualified to do so. And we will be leaning towards the accreditation. So that means anywhere you go, it's almost equivalent to a university qualification. And I think that's where the way we'll be leading this. And the cost for this course is going to be 5,000 US dollars, and the annual retraining will be 2,500 US dollars. And the certificate gives you the ability to participate in opportunities by our investment department and partner projects up to $1 million per year. And how much do you think the dividend income additional is going to be for this third category? If anybody gets this right, you guys are going to be awesome. All right, it is not quite the 100%, but it is 80% of the annual dividend income of the global investment portfolio. Now, who's excited to hear that? Who wants to be an investor? Who wants to be a qualified investor? Who wants to be a professional? And if I can have the next slide in every single room, that would be amazing. So here you go, guys. This is the fourth year, and this is the highest category. And this is going to be uh, the next level that I think you all should be aiming for. If you guys have a vision board, I think all this should be going in your vision board right now. So the fourth year is an aim of this particular fourth year is to provide a step-by-step algorithm for managing personal long-term savings. And it's going to be in easy terms. You will be able to teach not only others, but you guys are going to have the knowledge for um, independently solving this following task. You'll be able to formulate investment goals, private and professional. Choose the most suitable investment strategies, not only for yourself, but professionally. Select the best assets for your strategy. Create an investment portfolio with a given level of return and risk. You will be able to project everything, manage your investment portfolio, very, very competently. And we believe that this will be happening, um, you know, quite well. And you can also have this this level of um, how to competently act in certain cases of extreme events like defaults, stock market panics, Brexit, COVID, like what really happened to the market, depressions, elections, and everything. And the cost for this, guys, this is 10K. The annual retraining is 5,000, but this is only on the fourth year. Think about it. Think about it. You're going to be progressing from the first level all the way to the fourth level. And we believe that even with the first level knowledge, you guys are going to be absolutely, be able to generate the income that, which is missing, to able to repay for all this, for this trainings. And the certificate gives you the opportunity to invest in our project and partner projects up to $1 million. And the holder of the certificate will receive additional 100% of the annual dividend income from the crypto unit global investment portfolio. Now, there is another one. There is another category that I want to share with you guys, which is the fifth level, the fifth year. And the fifth year is a special information that I wanted to share with you guys. And the fifth year is going to be something that is going to stamp you guys as an investment consultant. Okay. And I want to emphasize every single one of you. If you have a paper in front of you, write this fifth year as the biggest information I'm going to give you. Now, I want to draw your attention before I go to the fifth year that the certificates are only valid for a year. If you do not pass the recertification at the time, then your qualifications are reduced by a level. That means you might be on the fourth year, but if you don't continue, if you don't do it, if you don't do recertification, then you drop another level. Okay, so you want to be progressing forward, not backwards. Okay, now the fifth year is what I want to draw your attention to. And for those who have certificates of qualified investor of the first category or qualified investor of the highest category, can take this course. The cost is $10,000 and the training lasts 3 months. Now the certificate not only gives you the opportunity to have the benefits of previous benefits, but it also gives you the opportunity to work as an investment consultant at Academy of Private Investor. Let me repeat that, guys. If you didn't hear that, doing the fifth year, the investment consultant 3-month program at $10,000, the certificate gives you the opportunity to work as an investment consultant in our very own Academy of Private Investor. Now, all of those who received the 8 Rules of Private Investor basic training course, the certificate this year, are given the opportunity to take the investment consultant course in the first stream in March 2021. So you guys know who you are. If you are the people who pass the 8 Rules of Private Investor, then you have the first opportunity to be part of this investment consulting course. Now, I'm really excited because I'm really looking forward to that. We can have the next slide on every single room, because we are not only having our very own flagship courses, which goes from level 1 up to level 5, which is the investment consultant course, but we have courses for personal growth and leadership. And this is where we would like to call professional development courses. Courses that like what Igor Nizavibatko, our speaker trainer, has given for Academy. And also we have time management courses, the Marathon 260 courses, which broke down every single courses, not only in leadership, motivation, but also in business. And I think the courses for personal growth and leadership is going to be coming into our academy as well. And you can pick and choose what you want to do. And this also works as electives as well. And the electives are going to be quite amazing for every single person, is because you can pick and choose certain topics. Okay. And there's going to be, courses in real estate, going to be qualified investors, ethics, and professional standard courses, trading courses like Forex. Has anyone heard about Forex? Anyone who wanted to trade Forex professionally, anyone who want to know how to get in the real estate industry. So there will be short courses that are coming up in our academy as well. And in this curriculum, we are planning to invite international business trainers and amazing niche specialists like Grant Cardone. He's a sales guru. Eric Worre is a network marketing guru. And we have Robert Kiyosaki, Tony Robbins, we have Warren Buffett. These are the benchmarks that we want to be racing. And, if you really think about it, there are so many industry professionals, like could be somebody from 10 years ago who created a wonderful investment portfolio in the local area. There are stories of rags to riches that people could, we will be having this specialists who specialize in certain fields to come and give certain knowledge. Okay. I want to draw this into your mind that if you guys are truly thinking to be part of financial investment, then you're probably very, very familiar with Mr. Warren Buffett. He is the most successful investor in the world. His investment strategies are pretty much legendary, and many people seek to learn after. If you agree with me, please put 10 on the chat. Even more respectable, he pledged to give away 99% of his wealth in 2006 to nonprofit organizations. To do that, you need to And Mr. Buffett often travels to universities to give speeches, to educate and motivate students. And here's one of the key things that he actually spoke about in the 2019 annual investors meeting. One thing he said that really got me thinking is imagine that a genie offers you guys know what a genie is, right? The one that from the movie Aladdin, maybe that gives you some clue, or even a fairy godmother. Okay, imagine a fairy godmother or a genie that offers you a wish that you can have any car in the world. The catch is that it is the only car that you'll ever own. What would you do? Let's see it in the chat. Let me repeat that for every single person. That imagine that a genie or a fairy godmother gives you an offer to take any car in the world, and the catch is that is the only car you will ever own. What will you do? Okay, and this is what Warren Buffett said. If that is the ultimate thing, you'll probably pick the best car that you like. You will probably read the manual 10 times. You'll probably change the oil twice as often as required. You'll probably take the utmost plus care that the car remained as your dream car forever. All right. And most probably most of people will say yes, they will take it. But what they will do is, because this is the only car that they're going to have, all of them going to be, thinking about how am I going to take care of this car? Okay. Now think about this as yourself. Okay. Think about this as your body, your mind. You will only get one mind. You will only get one body. You'll be the same one at 20, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80. So take care of them and maximize the potential. It will be late to take care of your body and mind later on. You can maintain them, but it's hard or very impossible to undo big mistakes or negligence later on. You don't want to end up with a wreck in your hand. Your main asset in your life is yourself. Treat yourself as your valuable asset. And here's what I want you guys to remember: investment in yourself, education, financial knowledge that you're going to be putting into yourself. If you value yourself and invest in yourself, you will be worth a great deal throughout your lifetime, both to yourself and both to your community and your very own family. So with that, I want to let this to sink in your head. Mind is the master of the body. So with that, stay classy, everyone, and I'll pass the floor back to the wonderful Devin Howard. Thank you.
Thanks, brother. Always good to hear you. Harin, great information. And he always puts things into perspective. I always having a saying or a story, and I always enjoy them. So our next topic is going to be facilities, and I have the pleasure to announce the next speaker. I have only known her or worked with her for 6 weeks now, and I can tell you that she's very dedicated She loves the company. She's very hardworking. She has a lot of pressure on her shoulders, and dealing with her and dealing with the accountants and dealing with the legal team and everybody who's working behind the scenes, I gain a lot of respect for all of them. There's a lot of weight on their shoulders. There's a lot of pressure for them. And so I have great respect for Tatyana Zhuravleva. She is a private investor. She is Genius of Finance project manager for the desktop and for the online version. And she's also the head of the education department. So I introduce to you again, Tatyana Zhuravleva, and I ask you to please come up and give us your information.
Dear friends, this is the sound check. Please write down in the chat box some indication of how well you can hear me. My name is Tatyana Zhuravleva. I'm based in Moscow, Russia. And Harin has already presented the extracurricular classes, whereas my task is to introduce you to the restructuring of our holding. And I am very excited about the information we received today. I'm very pleased that the learning process will be arranged in a different way. Now we will be able to control whether it's easy for you to study what is proposed. There will be a function of testing, and we will award you the certificates. And those courses and programs Harin updated you on, and a chance to get a certificate, I believe it's like bomb exploding. We actually become compliant with international standards, and we want our company to reach the level that it is a very sustainable and well-developed process of learning. But not only this, international learning standards or standards of education are a part of those radical and fundamental changes we have been designing in 2020. And only now we are presenting to you what has been done. And now I want to present the restructuring. Look, in front your eyes, you see the structure of our holding. At present, we have the mother company headquarters established in the USA, Delaware, and Devin, who is today the host of our today's webinar. He is the director of this headquarter company. And this holding will include 17 affiliates in different countries. You may see them in the screen. And only in the US, we set up 3 companies. In addition to Delaware, there will be another company set up in Wyoming. And the third one established in the USA in Maryland. In addition to that, the group of holding already includes another 7 companies subordinated to the mother company and to the parent company, and they are in the process of joining. And actually next year, at the end of next year, this structure will be complete. You may have a look at the countries that are included, and Devin will introduce the directors for each of the countries. We will be in Peru, Vietnam, Australia. Look, there is a Russian company which has been in existence, the Academy of Private Investor Russia, which has its 3rd level. the affiliate in Kazakhstan and Belarus. This structure is rather stable. We've been operating in this format for 3 hours, and the Russian company will be included into a large international holding from the USA. We have a standalone company registered in the United Arab Emirates. Andrey Khovratov 2 months ago visited the United Arab Emirates and registered the company. It is located in Ajman, and it takes some time for this company to show its results, and then it will be included into the general holding. And this structure will be complete by springtime next year. And we are going to develop our presence in different countries. You know that the list of our partners from 179 countries include 1.5 million, and therefore what you see now is only the beginning, and we will develop our presence in other countries as well. How will this holding operate? Look, we have the board of directors, not for every company. For the time being, there will be an accountant, and the company will report in line with the financial reporting standards of the USA. These are international standards for us to be able to carry out IPO and start our listing at one of the exchanges. Andrey Khovratov will come back to this a bit later. Look, 2 months ago, we were presented a new company, Evorich, which under the system of multi-level crowd investing will promote all our projects. And you know perfectly well that we have a lot of them. And now the Academy of Private Investor, on behalf of the holding of the parent company in the USA, signed a contract with Evorich for marketing services, and the income to receive from the sales of courses, 40% of this will be allocated to Evorich for you to get all your partnership bonuses. The system of bonuses under the marketing plan will be retained, but it won't be done in the academy. The accruals will be carried out by Evorich. We have very ambitious goals for the sales of our training courses, and I believe what Harin Arun today said, most of you like it, and you are keen to get this knowledge and certificates, and therefore all these plans should follow some specific mission, goals, objectives, strategies, and those targets at the specific level of our development. Let's have a look at our mission and the strategy, goals, and objectives. I believe you skipped one slide. Please come back. There should be one slide with a mission. No, it's fine. So let's come back to this slide Andrey Khovratov started from. Change the slide in the English room, please. The next one. Well, Andrey Khovratov has almost said everything about our intentions and our milestones, but nonetheless, I want to add the following. Look, we have reached all those results expected for this year, and now we can actually sum up the conclusion that we have 1.5 million loyal partners ready to listen about the Academy of Private Investor. They are very interested in what we are doing. At the same time, there is a large-scale rebranding and restructuring. So the goals for 2020 have been achieved. But let's discuss our plans for the next years and how can we improve almost 100 times the number of our loyal students and attendees. This is a very ambitious goal, and we can do it only through the large synergy of all other projects. We know that data mining is developing very actively, and it includes a plan of registration of 10,000 miners who will attract through the social networks a lot of contacts and share the information about our projects, all our projects, including the academy. And this data mining project will act as a catalyst of the attraction of these people. And secondly, Andrey Khovratov already mentioned the training Genius of Finance. It is a very powerful, and it will help us attract a lot of people. And now we have this bot version of this game, and the next speaker will present these formats of this game-based training. But I want to tell you that we have a lot of tools to actually deploy and promote our academy in a very quick way. And in addition to that, through the traditional means that have been applied for 5 years, including multi-level crowd investing, and Evorich has a huge role here. And all these synergies combined will help us reach the results planned for the next 5 years. I want to remind you that the Academy is going to have its 10th anniversary, and all these transformations were prepared because in year 10 we want to be compliant with all the international standards, to be able to acknowledge ourselves globally, and to become a very powerful training company. So here is our mission. I already started telling you about this, but please recall what we started from. I do know that this webinar is attended by those people who have been with us for many years, but you know that our main mission is to increase the level of financial literacy of any citizen of this of our world, and this is one of the key elements of our mission. And indeed, we want the new economic evolution of the world a reality for anyone to involve and engage in businesses the services of which he uses and gets the passive income. And the third integral element is to build a class of professional multidisciplinary investment advisors, consultants, that will help a lot of people build their capital and earn a capital of over 1 million US dollars. This is an ambitious mission of our academy. I believe it is in line with our goals and objectives. Look, we covered our mission strategy, and that is 1.5 billion people to become a part of our academy and to take these courses in another 4 years. We understand the annual goals we have and the tasks to address. Now I want to hand over to Andrey Khovratov once again. Please change this slide. And the major goal for 2021 is to bring the academy to an IPO, for us to be at the exchange. So Andrey, if you are with us, I hand over to you. Well, I do welcome you, dear friends, once again. Before I detail IPO, I want to check what Harin said. He said about qualified investor year 1, 2, 3, 4. It's not actually quite right, Harin. Look, qualified investors are not in years. For investment consultants, there will be a course for the investment consultants. So 1 in 2 with a discount. Look, there are different categories of investors, qualified investors. If you are not a qualified investor, you can invest under 1,000. Any individual, any legal entity can invest under 1,000 US dollars a year. If you want to invest more and you find or we attract investors willing to invest 1 million or 2 million, so they are to take a course of a qualified investor. Moreover, from UGPay group, they need to buy the elite club. Now the fee is 100, starting from the 1st of February 1,000 and the 31st of March 10,000. So look, those who have more money, they need to pay for the elite club to get a discount from 15 to 50%. But starting from June, the maximum discount will be 35%. Why did we do it? Look, now we are negotiating. There are investors willing to invest 10 million or 50 million. And this is the reason we are doing all this through UGPay group, for us not to bargain some additional discounts. And in crypto market, there are no discounts with some volumes. Look, when we move to a next stage, so the price is such and you can actually buy it. And a qualified investor, the purpose of this qualification is to stimulate more benefits. The more money you have, like you remember, I got my training in 1997. It was one of the Australian company, insurance company in Donetsk, Ukraine. And there was a client willing to invest 100 million. And he is 100,000, sorry. And they had these rules. If you want to invest, pay for your education, and training cost price was at that time 1,000. But after taking this 1 week course of 1,000, I was super excited. And the investor with 100,000, his eyes opened. He thought investing is simply investing, and in 3 years you earn my money. But it turns out we actually studied the basics of capitalization, how to turn $1 into 1 million, did these calculations. And the objective is to have conscious investors, because what we faced, and in due time, the transport niche into which I invested large investors, 3 years after, they were criticizing and fighting. Look, actually this is scam, they didn't start. But I actually said back, look, I instructed you to study this, that. Quite likely that 5 years after, we won't be on the market. This is a venture project. Everything can happen. I told you this. And moreover, when we signed a contract, there was a provision, and he signed it, that he actually understands all the risks because he invests into the venture market. And this is the reason why we want to offer this training for qualified investors for a person, no matter how much they want to invest. After me, Armand will speak. And look, we know the billionaires who don't understand what investing is. They were lucky to be in the right place at the right time, but actually they know nothing about investing, and they can easily lose their money. Therefore, our objective is for a person to preserve and multiply. But how can we cooperate? We can when we have conscious investors. And this qualification from the 3rd second, first, and the highest category, the difference there, I want to correct it. Maybe because of the translation or Harin didn't say it correctly. 30, 50, 80, and 100%, this is added to your dividend income. To say, in 1 month for each token, we have 10 cents of dividend income. And you know that our goal is from 1 to 10 US dollars of dividend income, at least in 4 years. Let's assume that 10 cents is the dividend income per token. If a qualified investor of the third category, he will get plus 30%, not 10 cents, but 13 cents instead. Of the second category, he will get not 10 cents, but plus 50%, so 15 cents. A qualified investor of the first category, he will get 80% plus to his dividend income. So for everyone, it will be 10 cents, but for him of the first category, it will be 80% plus 18 cents. And of the highest category, it is 100%. Instead of 10 cents, he will get 20 cents per token of dividend income. And this way, we will stimulate a person to educate themselves through increasing income. And if he invests 10 million, buys a course of the qualified investor of the highest category, sits a test, but then do not annually requalify, so he needs to requalify annually, then his income will reduce. It was of the highest category, and this year he will get for the first category. Next year he's not requalified again, and he didn't pay, he didn't pass his test questions, then he gets to the second category, and without requalification within 4 years, so he will get, as anyone else, the minimum dividend income of 10 cents, like in my example, irrespective that he invested 10 million. He needs to requalify. Moreover, qualification of the highest category will include all the categories, category 1, 2, 3, and the category of the first category will include category 3 and 2. Category 2 will include category 3 and category 2. And moreover, for the investment consultant, you can train only those who get a course of qualified investor of the first category and the highest category. And then you get an option of studying for investment consultant and get a diploma of an investment consultant. This is what I wanted to add to what Harin Arun said. And now let's come back to IPO.
Igerim and our legal department flew over to the United States and met the company that is going to launch our IPO, prepare us for the IPO, and we have very good news. If we prepare all the reports by March, and for all our subsidiaries, those subsidiaries will be part of the holding, the Academy of Private Investors, and the American mother company, API, will be launching an IPO. And since it's taken over the Russian company is almost 10 years old next year. So after taking over the Russian company will become a subsidiary, and the US company will be the root company, the mother company. So it will have also 10 years of experience, 10 years of operation. So, and our idea is in September 2021, launch the IPO on NASDAQ or in New York. Well, it can be both futures and stocks. Whereas New York Stock Exchange, it works mainly with stocks for our purposes. So we'll take the look at the rates. I mean, I think they are the same, but NASDAQ is more popular. So maybe we'll go with NASDAQ. But our goal is on 15th of September 2021 to have a gathering in the United States, to have 20, 30, 40,000 people, depends, or 10, 20, 30,000. So it's going to be still warm. We'll see if the weather permits. If it's, it can be Las Vegas or Los Angeles, depends. But imagine that we have a big stadium packed with our people coming from all over the world. It's an offline event, and we click the button and the trading starts, the trading of the Academy of Private Investor shares. And if by March we provide all the reports, all the documents, and we're doing our best to be ready to submit all the documentation by March. So in June, July, we will be ready to launch the IPO. And for 3 months, we'll be promoting, saying that we are at pre-IPO. And the students of the Academy who will show good performance until March will be able to be the first stockholders of the Academy. You all know that 50% of the Academy belongs to the World CRU company. It's the asset holder, and 50% are allocated. 50% is for the IPO. Those going to be the privileged shares, and those shares will be put for trading, because according to the IPO algorithm, part of the shares won't be listed at all. It's the shares belonging to the World CRU with a higher dividend income. Part of the shares, 10-15%, will be put for trading. And those first shareholders, 500 people, will be held by those shareholders. We're now negotiating with the institutional investors of the US, Russia, Europe. So institutional investors are brokerage houses, investment holdings, investment companies, licensed investors, those companies that can become shareholders too. 9%. So let's do the math. You could write it down. 50% belongs to the World CRU company, 15% goes to the IPO, 9% is for the advisors. I won't give any names right now, but we're already negotiating with their representatives. They're going to be the Academy's advisors by May already. And it will give us a huge advantage when we launch our IPO, because people check who are the advisors, who the directors are. Harin, can I disclose that secret? Because why are you flying over to the United States? Harin, are you there? Can I say it? Why? Harin, are you with us? Because if he says no, I won't give away his secret. But if he says yes, can I reveal that secret? Why are you flying over to the United States? For our company, it's very prestigious that we have such person as Harin Arun. Пока не выходит на связь. Может, отошел временно. So I'm not gonna reveal that secret because it's his secret, but in the persona of Harin Arun, we're getting a very prestigious person. After you learn in which university he's going to study and learn and teach too. It's going to be both in the United States, United States University. And he will be negotiating with very renowned investment people, both practitioners and theoreticians. So the next goal, so we're going to have 8 million shares that we're going to put up for IPO, and 12.5% is 1 million. So it's going to be from 800,000 to 1,200,000. Okay, again, 50% is owned by World CRU, 50% is for the IPO, maybe 10% first, and then we'll add 5 more. Then 9% is for the advisors, 5 people that we're preparing, and they won't be able to reject our offer. And 26% is going to be owned by me, Andrey Khovratov. And I think all of you guys would like me to be an officially recognized billionaire, right? So after we launch the IPO, in 2-3 years, after that time passes, I'm going to have the control package, 26%. And it also enables people to be officially recognized as a billionaire. I'll explain you why. So when the company launches an IPO, the capitalization of the company happens. And that's what happens in the cryptocurrency market as well. It's a standard practice. And those shares that are put up for trading, and we're talking about 10, 12.5%, it's 800 to a million shares, we're gonna launch at $17. And for those people who will be offered the proposal in March, it will be at $3-5 tops. So $3 to $5, the pre-IPO price. And we're gonna launch at $17. But the institutional investors and the investors that we're going to offer to become shareholders with you guys, there will be a contract that you won't be able to bring more than 10-20% of the total number of shares to the market. We will sign that contract. You will be able only to do it after 1 year passes. It's not enough to collapse the market, but to put it to go into the positive territory, positive surplus. So on the 15th of September, we click the button. And since we're going to have 10, 15, 20, maybe even 50,000 people offline in the United States, we're going to have an event dedicated to the 10-year anniversary of the Academy of Private Investors. It's going to be also an Evorich anniversary too, and 7 years of our movement, the New Economic Evolution of the World movement. And 2.5 years, it will be the crypto unit program. Is going to be 2.5 years old. It's like 4 celebrations in one. So imagine on NASDAQ, those 30,000 people go to the NASDAQ and place the buy order, for example, $20 worth, or someone says at $30. And that's why the cost of our share by the end of the year can be from $30 to $50. So let's do the math here. We are planning to have 100 million clients in the Academy by 2021. When by September we have at least 50 million, I'm sure that it's doable, of which 30%. So the statistics is as follows. On average, the check per each registered client is $150. So let's take the calculator or your paper and pen, and I'll explain you why the average cost of the share will be $35 to $50. $150 is the cost of one average client multiplied by 50 million people. It's 7.5 billion turnover that we're going to have by September. Multiply that. So what we're using here, we're using the fixed net income in the Academy of 10%. This is the net income after taxes from the turnover. So multiplied by 10%, it's 750 million of net income that the Academy can receive, okay? Divided. And how do you calculate the capitalization, by the way? 10% is in the market, and whereas to calculate the capitalization, you use the total number of shares, and we have 8 million. So if we take 8 million shares and multiply it by $17, it's 136 million, the capitalization of the Academy, market capitalization, not the investment assessment, but the market capitalization. But when we have $750 million of net income, you divide it by 8 million shares, we have $93 per share. So if the IPO is launched at $17, it's 5 times more. It's 550%. Well, naturally, when we announce it, and we're gonna have those reporting meetings every quarter, because in the United States, you can pay dividends every quarter, but we're gonna pay dividends every month. So even with 750 million and $93 per share, we can do the following calculation. $93 divided by 10, which is then 10% dividend, and multiplied by 100%. So the cost of the share can be almost $100. Why? Because you can receive dividend income at almost 100%, or the income per share can be almost 100% per year. So what's unique about our movement is that we will show the entire world on the example of the Academy only for now, because the Academy will be the first company to be having its IPO. Then in 2022, we'll prepare 3-4 more companies for the IPO. Our lawyers will have already experience of the IPO. And in 2022, we will launch at least 2 companies for the IPO, because you can launch an IPO when you have $25 million in 3 years. And if it's 15 million in 2 years, then you can put it on NASDAQ. So with the cost of share of $100 multiplied by 8 million shares, it's 800 million, which is the price of the Academy, the cost of the Academy. And if we achieve those numbers, then in 2023, we'll have an additional issuance of shares, because my original goal is to have 80 million shares of the Academy. So we'll do the additional issue. Those shareholders that already had shares, instead of 10 shares, they will have 100 shares. This is a standard procedure. While for the new shareholders, there will be an additional emission or issue, and the capitalization of the company will grow. So with our goal of 1.5 billion, so 1.5 billion clients, sorry, not dollars, multiplied by $150, the average check, it's 225 billion multiplied by 10% net income. It's $22.5 billion is the net income of the company. So 225 billion is the gross income. Yes, and divided by 80 million shares, it's $241 of dividends per share, divided on average, because I would like us to become the company with the average dividend income. If we do it 2% per month, 6% per quarter, and there are very few such companies. If we multiply it by 30, multiplied by 100, it's the cost of the share can be up to $1,000. Similarly to such companies as Amazon, Tesla, and so on. And every client that we have can become a shareholder. And if they're a client, why don't they receive dividend income from them being a client? And our policy is that each client to become a shareholder too. So we will issue 80 million shares in order to have as many our clients as possible as our shareholders too. So we are getting ready for the IPO in full swing. So loyal clients of the Academy, the first 500 people, 50 will be institutional investors, and then 400 will be able to buy the pre-IPO shares at $3-4 of the Academy. And you see, we will go to the IPO, and you already know the predictions. And those 500 investors, we as a company will own 12.5%, and those investors will be bringing those shares to the IPO, only them. And then you will be bringing your shares to the secondary market. It's like CRU tokens. When they go to the exchange, it's not us putting them on the exchange. We're doing the primary issue through the UGPay group. And you, as the owners of the tokens, will be bringing those tokens to the market. Only you can do it. We as a company cannot bring those shares to the market, those tokens to the market. So for all of us, the IPO is going to be like a major breakthrough in the market. And the situation is the same as with cryptocurrency. You need to make contracts with market makers. It's more or less the same, with the only difference that the volume of the stock market is way bigger than the volume of the crypto market. And hopefully our company, thanks to our crypto projects that we have, we will be able to catch up the cryptocurrency market will be able to catch up the stock market. I guess here I would like to call it a day as far as my part is concerned. Give the floor to Armand Murnieks for him to give you a message. And let me give you an example. I remember, not everyone knows that story. Armand told me, Andrey, it's difficult to motivate people. Well, no, he was a novice like 6 years ago. And I told him, Armand, do you know the 8 rules of the private investor? He says, yes, I do. And I told him, tell me. And he started giving me the rules. He forgot one, he forgot another, and I realized he didn't know. So we sat together. I told him about the 8 rules of a private investor and told him, look, please look into those rules and next time tell me about them. Then he looked into the 8 rules of private investor, realized what they are. And then I told him, translate it into English and give those 8 rules of a private investors to your English speaking audience. And you'll see how easy after the 8 rules of a private investor to motivate people towards any kind of investment. Because when they realize what investing is, to motivate them towards investing is really a piece of cake. And then he started giving those 8 rules of private investors to his people, and people with 2-3 degrees didn't know those rules. And they asked him, Armand, where did you study? How do you know that information? If I knew that information 10 years ago, I would have a way better life right now. And the performance of Armand and Olga in the investment business over the 6 years is incredible. I didn't see any such performance anywhere else. My performance is not on par with Armand's, that's for sure. Now I'm going to give him the floor because he surely has something to tell you. Thank you, Andrey. Hello, everyone. Dear friends, give me a score from 1 to 10 on the quality of my audio and video, if everything is okay. Okay, great. I see loud and clear. And I have 2 devices, by the way. I'm following the English chat as well, and I see that it's loud and clear, 100%, good. So today I would like to tell you my opinion about what you've just heard. Yes, Andrey, thank you very much. The knowledge that you gave me, us, and we put that knowledge into practice, elaborated on it by learning from other investors as well, are yielding really, really colossal results. But I would like to send a message to people who wrote in the chats like, OMG, those figures are incredible, wishful thinking, unrealistic, and people never heard about them anywhere else. So listen carefully. It was the year 2018. In 2018, I think I'm gonna give you even the date. It was the 26th of April, 2018. There was a company, DocuSign. DocuSign came into the market with $29. They started their development in 2003. In 2018, they more or less stabilized in 15 years in terms of their ideology. I will tell you what that company does. But for you to understand, the current price of that same company, of the share of that same company that launched in 2018 with $29, is now $241. 41, sorry. So that company does digital signatures. Hear me, digital signatures. Before you had to print out an agreement, sign it, scan it, or fax it. Or even before, you had to send a courier, right? Courier. So, and the idea of the digital signature led to the company's share of price of $241. Do you understand what I mean? What I mean here? Give me a 10 in the chat if you understand, and 1 if you are not really clear on it. Okay, thankfully, I see some understanding and people are reviving gradually. Okay, it was indeed 2016 when I told Andrey that, you know, all those 8 rules of a private investor is a nice cover for us to be able to sell access to the pre-IPO shares. But when in 2016, I had a talk with Andrey, and he told me that you need to understand the value of training. And many of you might know it. I do focus on the value of the training. And as soon as you understand the value of the training, money will simply be magnetizing to you. So in 2017 was the first year when we started training, really training. We were creating the portfolio, but we were creating like in this manner. We earned something, we invested, we earned something, we invested. And in my portfolio, there were hype projects too. My portfolio also consisted of pyramidal companies too. And then I realized, why should I make money on pyramids when there is such a thing as the bad energy, money energy. And even if you do make money on some pyramid-based schemes, you will lose that money anyways later, in this way or another. It's inevitable. And I guess starting from 2017, my wife and I, we started picking our projects for our portfolio very diligently. So give me an 8 if you have your own financial plan for 1, 2, 3, 5, 10 years, maybe 20-year financial plan. And give me a 1 if you don't have a financial plan. But it means that you would like to have one. Okay, great. As soon as possible, start creating your financial plan. Look, there is an interesting thought that Andrey gave me in, it was late 2016 or early 2017. He asked me a question. At what age your mother started working? I asked my mother. She said she started working officially at the age of 18. And he asked, and how old is your mother today? And when we calculated that she is retired already, and we calculated her working career, and he said, if your mother put aside 10% of all her income and invested it simply in gold, then from back then to today, the gold grew in price. And with this continuous investing into gold, she would have 25 kilos of gold. If she just put aside 10% of her earnings and invested it into gold. So this lifelong investment in gold would yield a colossal retirement for her. And back then I realized that the problem of people, and mine too, was not that I don't know what investing is, but is that, and it's not my fault for it not knowing it, is that people hid it from us, concealed it from us. They were always telling us, work now, work on 2 jobs or 3 jobs, so that one day in the future, you reach your retirement age and you receive some kind of bonuses from the state. And many people, you might know, grannies, grandfathers, grandmothers, they reached their retirement age by never got any riches. They just, many people just don't understand what to do next. They work their entire life just to face a situation when they just not in a good spot.
That I'm cheated. But why are people cheated? Because of one reason: lack of financial literacy. Lack of financial literacy in communities is critical. Today, if you look through statistics, people from 18 to 45, within this time span, over 75% of people are financially illiterate. They are those who silly trust others. They, in a silly way, trust what is imposed on them. I always tend to ask a question, and once Andrey answered this question. My question is the following: why do wealthy companies such as Morgan Stanley, JP Morgan, Credit Suisse, and others, why do these companies have money? But actually they use the money of people, the money we all earn, and when we, through actually an intentional way, we invest them into the retirement fund. And these retirement funds, sometimes from 40 to 50 years, it is free money that could be managed. You can actually sell, buy at cheap price and sell at a high price. And they can actually use it to pay out some loans like mortgages, or when you take a loan for your car, and etc. The reason I'm saying all this is the following. Today, financial literacy knowledge, and actually I said this at GoPro, not on the stage, but when I talked to the guys there. Yes, I said to them, I'm not as cool as you are. They were guys who every month make 1 million in network marketing. Do you want to earn at least 100,000 every month? Put one or a plus. Put one or a plus if you want to earn at least 1 million a month. But there are such people, and I talked to them, and these are those who say, I earn 1, 2, 3 million. There is a lady earning 5 million a month. 5 million US dollars a month. I don't know any other industry where you can earn this money. But do you know what is most interesting? They all have serious problems with investing. They all have them. I met a person with 27 years experience in network business, and he told me, look, throughout these 27 years, now I realized that I earned a lot, but I have, as they say, nothing left. Do you understand? No matter how much you earn, what matters is how much you save and put aside. I told them, guys, I am young, I'm not experienced, I am a beginner networker. I earned over 1 million in 6 years, not like you guys every month, but I managed to create my investment portfolio in these 6 years. But honestly speaking, starting from 2016, I started doing it. And I told them, and today it is 8 figures. My investment portfolio is 8 figures worth. And they asked me, how? How dare you? I understand that you can actually earn in the network industry. But look, your portfolio is much higher than your earning. And this is the investment mindset, investment thinking. And 5 commandments of the private investor. This is the actually my asset. And once Andrey said, you can break the rules, but you should never break commandments. And I like breaking rules, by the way. When a naysayer says it's not possible to be done, you cannot do it. For me, this is a meaning that I can do it. And Andrey said that only based on 8 rules of a private investor and 5 commandments, we made up our foundations. Yes, then I learned additional financial knowledge, techniques. My wife, by the way, manages this investment portfolio. And therefore, if you believe that only me in our family do something, it's not the case. My wife, she is a manager of the investment portfolio worth of 8 digits, and we are not on the market yet. And my key message to all of you, because of your shortage of financial literacy, your financial knowledge, your financial mindset, you miss phenomenal opportunities. And I will actually give you some examples and you will understand what I'm talking about. So there was one company that today had 241, but it started with 29 US dollars. Can you calculate its capitalization rate, please? Its capitalization rate of this company. This is the first company. The second one is our beloved Bitcoin. By the way, an interesting story. I learned about Bitcoin in 2011 when I was working for a hotel. And then I said, I know pounds, euro, US dollars, and never heard of Bitcoin and don't want to hear about this. It was my friend, please leave me. I don't want to hear this. But then Bitcoin did ICO with 100,000 US dollars for one coin, I realized that I missed my chance to become a millionaire. At that moment, I had a mindset of hype guy. I should have invested and become a millionaire and do nothing. Do you understand what I'm talking about? Please put a plus in the chat box if you understand what I am saying. Many people would like to be in the hype. Great, there is a coin or something else. I failed to invest into Bitcoin. I should invest here. And people being illiterate, they start investing. I have friends and those people I know who invested dozens or hundreds thousands of US dollars into the coin at the price of 2.53 US dollars. And today you know the situation. Look, do not try to catch this hype. You need to understand. And in 2017, when together with my wife, we sat down and I said, I would never invest into Bitcoin. I didn't invest it at 1 US dollar. I would never do it when it costs 800, 900. That was the mindset when it dropped to 100 US dollars, 250. I said again, no, I would never invest. I missed my chance at 1 US dollars. I don't need it now. And in 2017, with my tears on my eyes, we invested and invested and invested only because of one reason. We realized that now we will think as investors, but investors think in interests. If any tool, any instrument earns 10, 15, 18% per annum, it's cool. It's already cool. Do you understand? 12, 15, 18%. This is very cool and super, because when you deposit with a bank, there you will get 0.25, 0.5 maximum per annum. And this is the idea. This is aha moment, guys. We are cheated at any moment only because of one reason, because we don't have financial literacy. I'm so thankful to the Academy of Private Investor, Andrey Khovratov, to you, for you making me convinced what is actually important. It doesn't matter to earn a lot. Many people earn a lot and waste it. And at GoPro, there are those guys who actually wear watches of 200,000 US dollars with another 200,000 worth diamonds on them. I asked them a question, guys, why do you need this? Their response, where should we put this money into? Please understand what Andrey Khovratov is doing together with all those people that are in the backstage of this company. First of all, you have the coolest benefits no one can enjoy. No one can enjoy, only you can. You know, quite recently, I met the elite investors. They select and give access only to those who have 1 million and above. And they tell me, you may enter any investment project only subject to a capital of 1 million and above. You should be free to invest 100,000 to any investment instrument. And now I have a question to you guys. I do apologize, I'm delaying your attention. I will wrap up quite soon. But look, my question to you. Who, when you were 19, 20, 24, you had a capital of 1 million. Put 1 in the chat if you did, or if you do now. We have people who, when they were 19, 20, or 24, had 1 million. A few of you, even if you had 1 million US dollars, not all of you were allowed to become a part of that community. You know, in the UK, there are the so-called gentlemen clubs. They are social elite clubs, and only high-class people are accessible to different investments, like the lords, and they all pay on average £50,000 every year to be a member of this club. £50,000 to be in that list, to be able to participate in some projects. Yes, this is a club for the rich. That's right. And what did Andrey Khovratov do with his team? Guys, we created this club for an ordinary person willing to change his mindset, who is ready to transform from these low field needs to something higher. And therefore, those bonuses Andrey offered in March 2019 when crypto unit program was launched. And did you estimate that now what you bought at 8,000, now you need to pay 800,000? But there were those in our company who got these opportunities, these benefits, only by paying 8,000. And this is what crypto unit program is about. This is actually turning this scheme, the pyramid, upside down. So first of all, it was based on wealthy people, some public officials, ministers, then business owners, then consumers, people. But we turned it upside down. Now, people are the first, then rich people join. And Andrey said that he attracted a person who invested 300,000. Then there were people investing 1 million. And here they are. They are negotiating with us. And very large scale business owners are negotiating with us. They are in top 10 of rich people. And only because we managed to create the value. Who created it? We together did it. And can you imagine what we can do when we all become a bit wiser financially, when everyone can live on the passive income? And I would like to end with the statement of Andrey once said. So the cruelest, so the wildest offense we can commit is to give people money without teaching them how to use this money. And I wish all of you to understand the value of training, education, the value of financial literacy. And I can assure you that your life will never be like before. I hand back again to our today's host, Devin. Well, dear friends, I do thank all of you from all my heart for your being with us and for us being ready to make this world better and better. Bye-bye to all of you.
Wow. Thank you, Armand. Thank you, Andrey Khovratov. What exciting news. I know you didn't see me, but both Cam and I came into the room, and we are so very, very excited about what is happening with the company. I know we're running a little bit long, so I'm not going to speak too much. We still have another speaker after me, but now it's my part. Now we're going to announce representation of directors from the 19 countries. We have 13 so far, and I just want to let everybody know that in the future, we are going to have directors in other countries. Our projection now is 19. We have a list of 13 now. So it's my honor and my privilege to announce to you all of the directors for our current countries. I'm newly appointed director of API here in America. I'm very honored, very privileged. What a super great feeling that I have, being privileged to do this and to work with such a great body of people that are in our company. So it's only been 6 weeks for me being the director. And so I'm hoping that I will be able to pronounce some of these ladies and gentlemen's names correctly. Of course, I'm Devin Howard. I'm the director of API in America. Everyone knows Drago Stancho. He is our representative in Italy. We have Paul Dolbert, Ruta Dolbert's husband in the UK. Everybody knows Havinder Singh, man, what a kind person this gentleman is. He is the representative here in India. Everybody knows Andrew Hawksman, one of my mentors, one of the people I try to emulate from Australia. Tatyana from Russia. I can get the next slide. Quy Tran from Vietnam. We have Sinaloa. Forgive me, brother. Azi Olie. We have Neil Morrison from New Zealand. I'm so very sorry. Our representative from Kazakhstan, like I said, I'm newly appointed. I haven't had the opportunity to speak with a lot of these people. I know that you know them. I don't want to mispronounce any of their names. We have Vladimir from Belarus. We have Sergio Espino from Colombia. Elvis Castillo from Peru. Next slide, please. So these are your directors. The next speaker that I would like to announce is going to speak to us about the game of Genius of Finance and the 3 versions of the game. We have Valeria Leonova. She is the project manager for the Genius of Finance. She is a participant of MLCI 260 Marathon. She is API graduate and a private investor. So, Valeria Leonova, please come up and give us your information.
Thank you very much. My name is Valeria Leonova. So this is our regular sound check, guys. So please give me some indication in the check box. You can hear, but you cannot see me. My internet connection is very bad. I do apologize, and therefore you cannot see me. But let's discuss about this training Genius of Finance. Today, both Andrey Khovratov and Tatyana Zhuravleva said a lot of things about this. Well, in 2017, the decision was made that apart from training courses, there should be a game format for our students not to lose money in real situation, but can do it while playing. This training is for everyone above 18 and willing to learn investing rules. And the peculiarity of this training is that only a certified host runs it. And altogether, we have over 100 people. And on a regular basis, they run these trainings in 14 countries. And over 80,000 trainings were done in 4 years. And this game is very popular globally, and therefore we were forced to move to a different format. Change the slide, please. Next slide. Thank you. This year we realized that we lack hosts. We have over 1.5 million participants and partners, and 100 is not enough for everyone. And therefore, we designed a board game which does not require professional hosts. A new design was developed with a new logo, and now it looks very young and stylish, and we translate it into 10 languages: French, Hindi, Manipuri, Arabic, English, Vietnamese, Italian, Spanish, and Russian. So all together we have 10 translations. And in August, we submitted the documents for the patent protection. And it turns out that into all those languages the game is translated, we get a patent and copyright protection. But legally, this is a long process. 1 year after, we will get our patents and can produce games in other countries of the globe. And now the first batch of 10,000 board games was produced in Russia. You can buy them from the back office of the academy. These games are already at the warehouse, and today we shipped over 700 games. And many people, by the way, received them. And look, they share in the chats their videos, how they receive their parcels, unwrap them, and they are excited. But a part of the games are still stuck at the customs authorities, but we will address it quite soon. And in our offices, by the way, we run very actively these games. Next slide, please.
We have also a third version of the game. It's a PC version. Also, it is adapted to the mobile devices, but we haven't yet developed the Android or iPhone application yet. So for whom this game is? For everyone who enjoys playing video games, and for young generations too. And it was developed during the pandemic. So you know what I mean, right? And the main point here is that you can play 1v1 against the computer. You can figure out the rules and then practice your gameplay with different professions. Anyone who registers in the academy can play that game for free. And to draw the line, I can say the following: you have access to all three versions. You can have a training with a host. You can buy your own board game, play it with your colleagues, friends, family members, and you can play the online game too. And the key thing here is that during all three, or in all three games, you can make money. You can become a qualified host and have your own games organized and invite your partners to it. And in online game, you can receive game tokens that can be converted into real tokens on our blockchain. And if you want to know more about this training, I would like to invite you to our webinar on Friday. It's a regular webinar at 3 p.m. Moscow time. And I guess this is it. I was very pleased to meet you, and I would like to give the floor back to Devin. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Valeria, for the update on the Genius of Finance. I know that we here in America are anticipating them from the video that we saw. The game looks beautiful. I can't wait to play it. I also am looking forward to being trained to be a host and a coach, and so is Cam. So thank you very much again for that. Also, again, I would like to say one more time, I will be getting to know our directors better. And I promise you that the next time that I speak about the directors, that I will know what their names are and I will be able to pronounce them. And I apologize to all of you. So I know it ran a little bit long today. I just want to finish by saying a couple of things. Wow, rebranding, great. The color scheme, wow, you know, this Merlot or burgundy colors, along with you know, the Academy of Private Investor and the Fibonacci. Wow, I mean, this is beautiful. You know, the EIPs and you know, the corporate presentations, you know, and everything that Annette has been doing. The announcement from Andrey Khovratov about the IPO next year. Wow, this is super, super exciting. The announcing of the directors. And again, I would like to say that even though we have 13, we will have more. We will be appointing more directors in the future from other countries. So thank you very much for attending today. Thank you for you know, allowing me to speak, everyone in Academy of Private Investors. I'm very privileged, very honored. I want to say to everyone, you know, Merry Christmas to you all. Happy Hanukkah, happy Kwanzaa, whatever it is that you celebrate. I want you to spend time with your families, all of you, all of my partners. You have worked so very, very hard. You deserve this rest. And I want you to not only, you know, enjoy the time and celebrate your holiday and your religions, but I also want you to take time to reflect on what has happened in the past year and think about what's coming for our future. It's more and more exciting. And this should give you the motivation. This should make you excited. This should give you what you need to present this opportunity to everyone, because it has definitely changed my life, like Annette said, and so many other people's. How many lives have been changed? Seriously, mine has. People that have known me from 2 years ago have really seen a change in me. And you know, working very, very hard. And like I say, I stand before you, proof positive that if you want something, you can have it. Are you living the life that you've been given, or have you just settled with what you've got? Or are you truly living your dreams? Are you truly living up to your potential? So this is why I want everybody to think about. Thank you very, very much for attending today. God bless you all. You know, be kind to people. This is the time for you to, to celebrate your holiday, a time for, being thankful and grateful, and a time for forgiveness. So thank you very much, everyone. Good day to you. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Thank you for staying up late and getting up early. And thank you for attending. Again, everyone have a great day. Merry Christmas to you all, and a happy, happy, happy New Year. 2021 is going to be even better for you all. Thank you very much.